Hey everybody, this is Alvin Brown, CEO and founder of the Center for Healing and Peak Performance and Integrated Peak Performance Services. I'm also the author of Journey to Personal Greatness, Mind, Body, and Soul, a blueprint for life balance and self-mastery, and the creator of the Journey to Personal Greatness Journal. I'm a big believer in journaling. When we're talking about soulful, anything to do with the soul, the journal is your bridge from this reality, the physical reality, to the soul. Because you can reflect. Everything you go through on your journey is a learning lesson. It's shaping your soul, bad or good. It's all shaping who you are and how you care for the soul. But the only way you're going to spot these things and not continue to live them again is to journal, track your course, look back, reflect. Don't just journal too, by the way, and have mounds of journal, but you're not using them. The way you use them is to reflect. Every year, the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, whatever, twice, 3 times every quarter, you can reflect back and look at what you went through and how can you make it better. So not only do you journal, but reflect. A lot of people skip that one step. Make it an annual thing for you if you want. I say do it every quarter, but annually step back and reflect. All right, so this is Soulful Saturday. In this segment, what we're doing is we're looking at, when we talk about the soul, mind, body, and soul. When we talk about the soul, what I have in my book is I separate it into spirituality, so how you care for the soul, and material, abundance. Because I find when I was growing up, when I had some kind of abundance, at that time it was very small comparatively, but it was more than I had. I found unique ways of losing it. And I didn't know why money kept slipping through my hands, and I was constantly running on that treadmill. And when I found that it was on a soul level that I didn't feel deserving, that's why I thought, I'm going to put material underneath the soul. And a lot of people wouldn't do that because they don't equate the two, but that's my version of having balance in the soul, is feeling you deserve abundance. Because a lot of times a lot of people that you may know or yourself, we can make another 10,000, another 20,000, another 30,000. You may have started working, you wish, if I had another 10, I would be out of debt and I'd be so happy. But you get the 10, you get the 20, and you move your income up and your debt goes up, and you're still running on this treadmill. And that's typically because deservedness. You give it away. Somehow you find a way to lose it as soon as it comes in your hands. And sometimes you gotta think about why that's happening. It's not happening on a physical level. It's a deep level of knowing that you deserve. So that's why it's under there. So, Soulful Saturdays, today's topic, what we're going to look at is personal greatness. We're going to take a little bit from the book, and we're going to talk about finding your joy, what makes you come alive, and how you can maintain it. All right, so let's look at the key points. Define personal greatness. We're going to talk about how we got lost, and we're going to talk about the pursuit of greatness in our latter years. Then the key action steps that we're going to take for them from the book on spiritual. What we're going to do, the spiritual essence, is we're going to take a little bit from that when we talk about, in the last spiritual chapter, we're going to talk about 4 key steps, is breathing, the power of breath, stepping away from your issues, and being in alignment. And the last one, most important one, gratitude. Those are some of the key steps to maintaining your joy once you find it and once you're in that pursuit, on a relentless pursuit. All right, so let's start with the first one, defining personal greatness. Okay, so personal greatness, the reason why I use personal greatness as a definition and not just greatness, journey to greatness, because it defined, for everyone it's so different. And every single person, 7.3 billion people on this planet, everybody has something to say. You may all 100 people might do the same thing, but we all have our own little way of putting a spin on it to make it ours. And that's why it's a personal journey. It's a greatness journey that we're all on, because we all want to be heard. We all want to be special. We all want to be significant in this world. And that is why I named it personal greatness, not just greatness because it means something for everybody else. So defining greatness, what's great for you? What was that thing what's in you? What's beating in you? What's that song that keeps playing in your heart that you want to get out there, but you have resistance when you go to think about it, and lack of vulnerability? What's your personal greatness? Give that some thought. use your journal, any journal, to give that some thought. Number 2, getting lost. I once asked a group of young teens, when do you find that you started to not become vulnerable anymore and step back into mediocrity and limited yourself? And a lot of them came up, the general consensus was about grade 8, grade 9, when you started to come awake to critics and ego. Your ego started to get into the way. And then you start to, by the time you hit high school, grade 9, grade 10, your friends and influences of people around you, and then 11, 12, you're asked to find out what you're going to do for the rest of your life. So you can see now how all of that, and then well-meaning parents. I'm a parent, but I have to be careful of scaring my kids about my failures or my regrets and putting it on them. So we have to also be careful as parents, as sons and daughters. We have to be careful of think about where your parents are coming from when they give you the advice. Don't push back, but just take it all in. And parents, be careful of setting a tone that this is the right way to go and that's the right way and this is the right way. We can guide, but we can't push. And so I have 4 kids, and I find it's a dance. It's a dance about how much you push, how much you don't, and stepping back and leave them. It's this dance of what's right, and there is no right way, but what's right for you. It's a dance. So getting lost, that's when it starts to happen, is when we start to conform and become safe and don't want to put our signature on the world anymore, because once you do, you're raw, you're open, you're vulnerable to critics. So we start to step back into safety, but we all know it's not a safety thing. It becomes a jail for your creativity. And I always say this is why we pay celebrities and superstars so much money, because they're doing something that we want to do. So we idolize them. Why should we? They're human beings like us, but they seem bigger than us because they're stepping out, doing what we wish we could do. And so that's why we tend to idolize them and put them on a pedestal and pay them. We may complain about what they get, but we still pay them the money because they're doing what we would love to do, but we don't take the chance and do it. We don't want to be vulnerable. So kudos to them, and those who take those chances, pay them what they're worth. They're doing it. If you want some, go get some. All right, the last one, pursuit. The pursuit. I call it pursuit because your personal greatness changes. You're always evolving. Once you get to one plateau, you realize you can do more. So it's this relentless pursuit of personal greatness and always evolving, always flowering, always growing. Because once you get to this, I wrote 1 book. Wow. It's opened up some doors, and I realized I want to write 2 books and say some more and then say some more. And even at my 20th book, there's more I can say. There's more experience I'll have. It never stops. It's a relentless pursuit of greatness and what you came to do. It's unlimited potential. So those are the key points that I want to cover. And now let's talk about some action steps. Once you find your joy, once you go through this pursuit, once you come back from being lost, how do you maintain that while you're in that pursuit, and how do you maintain your joy? We're going to talk about 4 key things again from the book under spiritual essence. We talk about over here, we're going to talk about breath. The breath is key. When we're born, the first thing that comes in, and once we get out of the womb, the first thing that starts in the document that you're alive is your breath. You start to breathe, the baby cries, alive. When you go, if you're ever with somebody, you realize that the last thing to go is the breath. In between, it's all breathing. When you find that you're stressed out and you are getting distracted, it's about, you notice that you're not breathing, or you're breathing shallow. It's very shallow. So breath is the key to relaxing everything. It opens up creativity. It opens up a sense of peace. Breath, it's key. Number 2, stepping away. This is key. When you're in your problems, you can't think straight. You can't find the solutions. You're too deep in. The walls close in. Everything's close. And there's no way out in your mind. But there's a million ways out of it. But what you got to do is you got to step away. Take a higher view of your problems, quote unquote, of where you are, your situation. And this is, again, where key journaling comes in. Journal. This is the way to take that 40,000 foot view And if you're reviewing every quarter, every year, twice a year, you can see patterns. Wow, I did that when that happened. Wow. And you start to see your way out. So step away. That's the key. Number 4, alignment. Alignment. To get aligned with who you really are when you found your joy, meditation, slowing down, or taking a walk in the park. Whatever that brings you joy, get away from your situation and put music on. For me, I love music. Music realigns me with my purpose. Different styles of music. So what is it that brings you joy? Dance. You find it. Martial arts, running. Find your joy, get aligned, do that on a regular basis. Last one is gratitude. You gotta have gratitude. Just being alive is the key. All that other things that we worry about, anything, relationships, money, those are the big ones. Your job, they all don't matter if you're ill and if your family member is ill. And gratitude is the key for what you have, what's about to come. Once you have that gratitude, energetically it opens you up to more. Have you ever woken up in a bad mood and noticed that the whole day keeps going like that and things keep happening to prove that you're in a bad space? Well, that's the lack of gratitude. Once you start to flip that and be grateful for the little things, the big things, everything, you start to notice that, wow, I'm looking at it totally different. Good things are coming into my life, and this is amazing. Everything just turned right around. So gratitude is the key. So practice that. All right, so let's review it. You got to do the key points to finding your joy is define your personal greatness. What's your personal signature to the world? When we get lost at around, I found out at around late elementary school into high school, we start to get lost. Then we go into pursuit in the ages of about 40. That's when we start to wake up and kind of look at ourselves. Around 40 years old and up, we go into the pursuit of our personal greatness, and it's a relentless pursuit because we're ever evolving. The keys when you find your joy to maintain it is to remember to breathe. Breath is the key. Stepping away from your problems, don't get consumed by it. Being alignment through meditation, run in the park, whatever turns your gears. And gratitude. Number 4, be grateful. So these are the key steps to finding your personal greatness and finding your joy, and practice them, put them in order. We're going to put a worksheet in. As usual, there's always going to be a worksheet. I want this to be practical information that you can use. So look at the description at the bottom, click on that, go to the website, pick up your PDFs. We're going to have a resources page of books that I recommend and previous videos and the attachments in the worksheet. I want this to be practical. Watch for our online courses coming soon. I want to add more value, so we're going to offer online courses, and I'm working on those presently. Subscribe to our page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and keep in touch. And as things grow, I'll let you know what's happening. All right, so this is Alvin Brown. Visit our website, www.tchpp.com, journeypersonalgreatness.com. And as always, be relentless in your pursuit for your personal greatness.